Peace to all my peoples in the house tonight. So check it. This is the last live for the night to let you know. Today is March the 8th. We are in the third day cycle of the build-up to the solar eclipse for August the 8th. So this next 30 days that we're going to be in is going to be, or 29 days we're going to be in, it's going to be high energy. A lot of people ain't going to be able to hold it. So you got to put on your armor of God straight up. So my people, last live of the night. So the bottom line is that if you looked at the lives that was up earlier, that's what's going down right now. Anybody that's self-governing right now, they should already know what type of printer they need. If they don't, go back and listen to the earlier lives earlier. These are the printers that are they've been using, you know. So if you've done documents, sometimes it could be certain documents that you've printed up wasn't on what didn't have the right printer that it was printed out on. So if you go back to my other two lives today, you'll see the printer that you're going to need and the type of ink cartridges that you need. You might got to go look back and listen to that. So basically, if anybody is truly up, because this is another Friday that we going through. It's a infinity day, it's a loop day, it's an 8-day. I don't know who's looping, I don't know who's doing what, but if you really have anything that you're trying to get going, you might as well get that going now, because now is the only time that you really got to do anything for anything right now that's gonna get done. So niggas gotta have a flashback. So then if you're gonna flashback, you're gonna have to flashback to a piece of paperwork where you always won. And if that formula keeps you winning, then that's the formula that you need to use. Because the way you do your UCCs, that is a formula. The way you do your UCC is a formula. The way you set your UCC up is a formula. And it's formulas to win. So if you go and read other people's UCCs, like Donald Trump, go read his UCCs. You got to read people's UCCs that are movers and shakers, because they will definitely pave the way on showing you how to properly file a UCC so that you could be in the winning seat. So that's the bottom line on that. If you wake up to that point and you see that you may not have won certain cases when you should have won those cases, but it's all according to how you have done and filed a UCC. If your UCC is not really done right, sometimes you can't win your case because you probably knew and you probably never went through a course that could help you in UCC writing. That's what the secured party class is all about. one of the sections is all about filing, how to file, a great UCC, because the UCC is the law that you stand upon on your daily life. So you got to know how to file a UCC straight up. So what else? The judge class, you need judge class because, judge class is going to give you everything you need to know on how to conduct your court and everything that you need to know about your judgeship, your courtship, and how you run shit. So that is another class that we have, is a judge class. And that's a 2-hour class. The secured party class is a 2-hour class. So, it's all about you taking control of your destination. Your destination could be whatever it is, because everybody has a different destiny, but we all want to be at some place that's at peace and not at war. I mean, imagine a day on this planet where it was just pure peace. One cat was saying, we're supposed to be using our hover cars where, you wasn't supposed to have tires touching the tar and all of this bullshit, where it's all supposed to just be greenery. And you have cover crafts where, they park and hover. So it's deep on the evolution of people, human evolution, mechanical evolution. And humans at one point do become mechanical. When you get put in certain like warehouse jobs, you have to train yourself to be mechanical when you're in a warehouse position. So, and then when you say warehouse position, a warehouse is a place where stores, goods, and services take place, all within a warehouse. So a hospital would be a warehouse. You know what I'm saying? A police house, a police place can be a warehouse, because it's all a place that has goods and services being transferred in and out of a business. So basically that business, you have to go look up warehouse, and then you got to go look up certain other words, and then you can understand what I'm talking about. But I don't have the dictionary in front of me, and I'm not trying to go off of a dictionary. I'm just dropping it, trying to tell you something real quick before you even see the playbook coming. Because basically, when the information that you're already on is 10 years ahead of time, but the banking system part of it is always dealing with, a script or system that you have to program within these softwares. So most people that really don't want any part of it are going to really create the wealth and the prosperity for their state to go and purchase the land. You're going to have to purchase land. That's why you're creating the money. And that's why you need those machines, just to create the money, so that it can be readable internationally when you go to barter and trade at market with your currency. It has to be able to be read in a foreign system, in a domestic system, and in an international system. So that is why they're saying that the micro, okay, magnetic laser printer is the printer that is used in commercial commerce. And that's the official printers that are reading information from negotiable instruments that are, transferred into the system or into ATM machines, to be put on the ledger as a check. If you have created the checks for your state, if you have created your own paper currency, your QR codes can become a form of a currency, the symbol, but that symbol has to be connected, digitally to the business that it will be drawing from. So you really got to be doing a lot of studying on, banking into a whole nother dimension of it, because your system has to link into the commercial system. And, yes, you are private on one end of the sector, but then you enter a commercial market, which is public. And everything is bought, sold, and traded, most of the time commercially. It's a commercial trade. It's in the public on a market, whatever market they call it. So whatever market that you're trading your negotiable instrument in, it has to have the certain type of printout that if it's ran through any of these trading systems and their markets, that the negotiable instrument can be read. So it'll go through the system so that it can be traded, lawfully traded. And that's the program. You have to program everything to do what you want it to do. So you have to study the market that you're going to be including your negotiable instruments in, so the negotiable instruments, they always have to have the seal on it, because if it doesn't have the seal, it can be stolen, real quick. The seal always stops thievery. Then no other bank won't be so quick to thief it once they know that there's some type of backing behind it, and the seal shows the backing. And then you have your embossers and your titles and your signatures and autographs and your face value. So you could, create how they create Federal Reserve notes. You can create, whatever the name of your state is, and name your money whatever the name of your state is. You know what I'm saying? Federal Reserve notes has the United States of America, yada, yada, yada. One group, they showed how she just used the same Federal Reserve note, and they just changed it to their state. So, a lot of people are doing a lot of different things, but personally, Don't get caught up in certain taking another person's creation. That's their money design. You can't just take somebody else's money design and then slap your face on it or your state on it. One, the creation of money has to have a serial number. So it's your creation of money. You have to create your serial number how you see fit for your serial number. But there are certain tools that you can use that will give you the number for your money. But the thing is that if you've noticed, Federal Reserve notes always had a different serial number for each Federal Reserve note. Each note that gets shipped out is accounted for on their books. So every time that note floats through the system, it's being traded every minute. Every time it's in a cash register, it's going in, it's going out. It's going in, it's going out into somebody's hands who either is going to spend the money right away, or they're holding it to spend it the next day, or they're going to put it in bank. One of the, So that serial number on that dollar bill is moving around a lot of times. But every time it goes into a cash register that's in the system that logs in the serial numbers of the money every time it goes in and out of the cash register, because I'm pretty sure it does that. That's how, they're making this a lot of money with just trading. I mean, yeah, they have a market where they can trade, but I'm talking about where the money is just traveling. You just spent money at Burger King. It hits their register. It gets recorded. Boom, somebody comes, they just changed it. It goes into somebody else's hands. They done left from that Burger King with the same $5 bill you just gave to the cashier. She put it in, she recorded it in her register. Then it gets recorded going back out of her register to give as change to somebody else who's going to spend it someplace else. That serial number is being traded forever how long it takes until they may recall money or whatever they want to do. But that bill is constantly floating around until it gets retired. Once the money gets retired, it's with the same thing that they do when you retire your BC. That first BC, when you actually retire it, when you send it into the Securities Exchange, it actually gets retired. They're supposed to give you what they owe you from it, but you have to know how to claim it. It's deep, because when you really, really get into it, they've already spent that money. And by the time you come and ask for it, it's like they could ever believe that somebody would ever come back to ask for it. And that's what this shit is. Promises to pay and full faith and credit, because they don't even think you're ever going to wake up to even know that you had an estate and, it's just been taken from you and managed by somebody, by the evil witch of the West. And, that's crazy. So the bottom line is that the printer is what you really need. So, I mean, however you can get your hands on that type of printer, because that's the type of printer that's going to really lawfully make your money movable in all jurisdictions when they go to, put it up to the mirror and do whatever they do, do the little ink thing over it and shit like that. So this game is real. It's just that certain little missing pieces that a lot of us are picking up right now that we didn't have, and now we got it. Those were the missing pieces that was all you needed for certain negotiable instruments. And you've always wondered why maybe, it didn't get accepted. And the bottom line is probably because of that it wasn't a magnetic laser printer. It all comes down to the final product and the paper and the printer that you're using. So the paper can be parchment paper. Some people say bond paper. You would really have to do your research on paper because, I think documents are based on paper, the type of paper. Sometimes you could send in a document and the paper is not really the paper that needs to be used. So you gotta really, it's paper. You gotta check your paper. Check your paper, check your printer. Once you got your paper and your printer and you got all the documents that you need for your money, for your currency that you want to introduce into the market, then it's all about that paper and printer. On that note, my people, I'm about to get up out of here because I got 2 classes to teach in another 15 minutes. So my people, the people that are in the back, the people that are in the front, the people that are to the left, and the people that are to the right, y'all all know what y'all gotta do. 407-300-5377. If you want to sign up for this private bankers class, we have private bankers classes 7 days of the week. It's a 2-hour class. And in that 2-hour class, you will get all the tools you need for private banking, okay? Because the system changes. And we here at the United States, private enterprise free state, we change along with the system. And the system is here. The system is now. The system is you. When you wake up to the fact that it's only been a machine, a certain type of printer that you need, a certain type of paper that you need, and then you having the courage to actually pick up the pen and write yourself a new script, write the new movie for your own life, then that's when the real journey begins. When your currency is accepted and you have actually bought the land with your currency, you have actually purchased vehicles for your state with your currency, then no one can tell you nothing different because you are the one that is putting in the work. And the work is sometimes you just standing up for what you know is right and leaving all the naysayers behind. You know, you really can't say nothing to people, to really anyone, when you're on a creation journey of creating wealth to make your life better, because that's what the crown did. The crown created their own money to break away from the colonizers who were over them, and then they became colonizers over other people, you know. So to stop the colonization, you know, of anybody being over you, it would be you to create yourself and your estate, anything it is that you need to create. But, you know, banking is the way to go. 407-300-5377. I'm going to say peace on that note, and I'm out.